Today, we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating. We're going to break down the exact psychology of people who build incredible wealth starting from absolute zero. And hey, don't worry, we aren't going to be staring at spreadsheets, complex financial models, or boring stock picks today. Instead, we're looking at a super concentrated four-part mindset derived directly from the data on how the ultra-successful actually operate. We're stripping away all the noise to look at the raw psychological framework of the self-made. It's concise, it's punchy, and honestly, it completely rewires how you'll think about struggle and success.
So let's just jump right in and start with a question for you. When you hit a wall of discomfort in your daily life, do you instinctively back away, or do you find a way to use it? Seriously, just take a second and think about that. When things get difficult and the pressure really starts to mount, what's your default reaction? Keep your honest answer in the back of your mind as we go through this, because that exact question is the entire foundation of the self-made psychology. Literally everything else we discussed today builds right on top of how you handle friction.
You see, there's this stark boundary out there that separates the ordinary mindset from the self-made mindset. We call this the discomfort divide. And the crazy thing is, this isn't a divide based on talent or inheriting a bunch of money or even just dumb luck. According to the data, the gap between the people who stay at zero and the people who reach the absolute top is entirely dictated by their relationship with uncomfortable situations. Recognizing that this divide even exists is your first and arguably most crucial step to actually crossing it. Now let's look at the baseline human condition. It's actually pretty simple. Most people avoid discomfort. It's a short sentence, I know, but man, does it carry a lot of weight. Our biology is literally hardwired to seek out safety, warmth, and the path of least resistance. I mean, it's exactly why hitting that snooze button on a cold, dark morning feels so unbelievably good, right? It's our default setting to seek comfort at all costs. But here's the catch. When it comes to building something huge from absolutely nothing, that natural, cozy baseline is actually a massive trap. It's the exact thing keeping the vast majority of people stuck right where they are. And this brings us to the real meat of the issue. Here's the exact dichotomy. While the majority of people run as fast as they can away from friction, self-made people actively use it. They don't just tolerate discomfort, they don't just grit their teeth and merely survive it. They actually harness and utilize that exact same pain. Think of it kind of like going to the gym, right? The muscle burning is the discomfort that most people quit over, but a bodybuilder absolutely chases that burn because they know it's the only physical way to grow. It's a total radical shift in perspective. The discomfort that acts as a giant stop sign for most people is treated like high-octane fuel by those who build wealth from zero. Now, if you're actively seeking out discomfort and constantly pushing your boundaries, guess what? You're going to fail. You are going to make mistakes. It's guaranteed. But the self-made process failure in a completely different way. They don't look at an error as a permanent roadblock or a personal embarrassment or a reason to just pack up and go home. Instead, they completely reframe the entire concept of stumbling. And that brings us to the second absolutely crucial phase of this psychological framework. Look at how this totally flips the script. The very definition of a mistake fundamentally changes here. Every single mistake simply becomes training. It takes something that society usually tells us to be ashamed of and transforms it into a highly active, totally necessary mechanism for growth. Think about how empowering that is. A mistake isn't a flashing red warning light telling you that you're failing or that you don't belong in the room anymore. No way. It is simply the rigorous training required to acquire the specific skills you don't have yet. It's basically just paying your tuition for real-world experience. If we break it down, the self-made journey is actually just a continuous three-step loop. Step 1, you take a calculated risk and, inevitably, you make a mistake. Step 2, you experience the natural, stinging discomfort of making that error. But instead of running back to safety, which we know is the biological default, you move right into Step 3. You deliberately convert that discomfort into vital training. You step back, you analyze the failure objectively, you extract the lesson, and then you use it to adjust your very next move. This continuous, unbreakable loop, that is the mechanical engine of getting rich from zero. Okay, but here's the thing. You can know all these mechanics inside and out. You can totally understand on a conceptual level that you're supposed to use discomfort and view your mistakes as training. But what actually provides the ignition? I mean, an engine isn't going to run without a spark, right? Well, there is a single mindset shift that makes all of this incredibly difficult work possible. Without it, the constant friction and the endless string of mistakes will eventually just grind you down until you throw in the towel. And the moment someone believes life can change, everything changes. Just let those words sink in for a second. This right here, this is the psychological catalyst.
Why? Because you are never going to willingly put yourself through profound discomfort, and you're sure as hell not going to bother analyzing your painful mistakes as training if you don't fundamentally believe that your situation can actually improve. It is this core, unwavering belief in the possibility of change that instantly rewires how a human being perceives both discomfort and failure. I really want to leave you with one final provocative thought today. We've gone through the mechanics, we've explored the discomfort divide, but literally none of it matters without that catalyst. So look inward and ask yourself, do you truly believe your life can change? Because the exact moment you do, everything changes.